Hello and welcome to another video by me. This time I am in my FCM 50 ton, which is a tier 8 French premium tank. It's a heavy tank, but it plays like a medium. And I'm still getting used to it, but I had this wonderful game here where I just wanted to show you what you do when you have a team like this one. I mean, no offense to the guys, but yeah. There's me, and then our FV304 above 1000 WN8, and then just, let's say, below average players to not insult anyone. In the enemy team they have 3 players above 1600 WN8, 6 players above 1500, or yeah, and below 15. 2 guys above 1000, 3 guys. So yeah, I mean they only have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys below 1000, and I have 13 guys below 1000. So the matchup here is a great example of why that the World of Tanks matchmaking is not skill based. And just for fun, I asked one of my friends, Runaway Kim, what the XVM expected win rate was for this match, and he said it was 22%. So yeah, I mean that's not great odds, but I mean I managed to win anyway, as you will see here. Let's start. So yeah, okay, whenever I am on Arctic region, I always consider, do I want to go north, or north-ish, the north area, or do I want to go south? Generally when I'm alone and in odds like this, I just thought, okay, I'll go south and farm damage and get it over with. Not suicide, just go down there where the action is immediately, then hopefully I can rally up my Sea of Red players here.
Let's go.
So yeah, I head down south. When I'm in a platoon, I like to go north, because then you can actually battle it out quite well, because you require teamwork to go around and crossfire and so on. But when you're solo playing, and I didn't trust this team, I decided, okay, I'm going south, because yeah. Because of the mobility of the FCM, I decided to be quite aggressive initially. I mean, just quickly see if I can catch someone going across here. And there's another FCM. I hit him, he hit me, so that was a bit, oh well. And I rolled for 237, which is just below average, and he rolled for 259, or 56, sorry, which is just above average, so not the best trade for me, but oh well. And now I'm looking at my team, and I'm looking, okay, we have a fair support here. I'm just looking, and then, oh, that's 304. Not good. But I'm just sitting here trying to see if I can get some shots off. Tried to get shots into this IS-6, I couldn't. I mean, the enemy, all of the top tier enemy tanks, besides the ISU, are good players, so I'm very careful. And now I decided to back off, because that 304 is just going to wreck me, and the FCM, you can't do frontal engagement like this. So I decided to go down on Mr. IS-6 because he's alone and we have 5 enemies down here. The key for me in the FCM is to hit tanks when they have fired, as in so they can't return fire, because if you get hit in this tank, you will take damage. So now I'm like, okay, we have 4 guys against this IS-6. We should be able to kill him. I mean, at least annoy him. Here's the 304 again. But that, just quickly pause. The IS-6 was around this corner, and he had the Comet and ISU sitting up here, so I didn't want to poke around his corner. So I decided to see if I can get some cheeky shots off here. So as you can see, I can't, because they're not paying attention. Focus FCM down first. And that's a lovely 304, but he only tracks me, so that's fine. And I don't repair because I was assuming I could put up time, and I could, because he didn't switch fire to the IS-3. So now they're going in on Mr. IS-6, my team. I'll try and kill Mr. FCM. Unfortunately I hit the mantlet of the FCM, so couldn't kill him. And looking, while this is going on, I'm keeping an eye on the minimap, and I'm seeing that the North is dying, so I killed the FCM. He was a good player, so it was important for him to die. Now I want this IS-6 killed, so our team can focus up. Take the kill, move up, try and see if I can sneak some shots in. But I'm still very aware of this IFU, so I don't want to fight out too much, and I'm thinking, okay, this is sorted now. Now these guys will just sit here and duel it out with them. So I decide, okay, time to defend our base. There's an SDA, VK and Tiger 2 coming into our base. And now I decide to help this IS. And as you can see, it's 5-7 now, so again, this for me is just trying to stall the enemy, and hopefully we can win. Because now, quickly just FTA, hit his mantlet, the only place where I can't pin him, and I don't. That's better. See, there I hit on the side of his mantlet, and I pinned. But I just quickly, on Arctic region, when you're going through here, and they have TDs up here, don't push. I mean, it's just, you'll just get shot from this direction, and down here. I mean, you have to, if this is the case like we have here, we need to clear out one flank, and preferably these guys, because they're alone. And then we can swoop around, or you can go around, and attack from multiple angles on their base. But our guys didn't know that, because, no offense, but again, not the best players on the server. So they're slowly all dying, so I'm thinking, okay, let's just try and see if we can get some damage done. Try to defend our base a bit. A good pen so far. Or a good penetration. And here's a surprise target too. He drives into where I aimed, so that was nice and easy. Now I'm an STA. Track him, but he bounced the IS. The Tiger didn't. I tried to snapshot at his cupola because I didn't want to expose myself for too long. So now we're in a bit of a... I'm abusing this IS, and I'm sorry I did this to him, but I had to make them shoot him before I could go out, because if I get hit I will take damage. And now he died, I'm like, okay, it's me against 3 tanks. That was a lucky shot. But, I mean, I have the FCM carries so much ammunition, I might as well just pop out and take snapshots. As you can see, I'm just going out, shooting, pulling back. And the funny thing is, quickly, one thing first, when I was shooting at the ST, I wasn't spotted when I poked out, because he is on the edge of my view range, and I'm assuming he doesn't have a good crew, because apparently he can't spot me. But now another thing, this Tiger has actually gone in the way of the STA. The Tiger has isolated himself, so I spot this immediately and I go, okay, fine. We can play this game with the Tiger. An unfortunate shot, but where I am now, the STA can't shoot me, so I just have this Tiger for myself, and I have way better DPM than him, and it does help when I bounce shots off the side of my turret, like that. And now I can just kill him, he gets set on fire and he dies. So I'm like, okay, good. That was a mistake from him. He should have either just waited for his platoon mate, because he's platoon with the STA. And look here, I'm not spotted.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
So he must have had a shit crew. And now I notice, oh, the VK has gone all the way around. Nice. But yeah, I could outspot the STA in my heavy tank. So that was hilarious, and he will whine about it in the chat later. Before getting some recognition from the comet, which is always nice. But yeah, I managed to hold off the STA and Tiger 2 in our base. Just me and the IS, of course, which saved us a flank. Now we can all concentrate on one flank, and it's looking more even now. And there's the Mr. STA complaining. And he hasn't seen me. He has now. He pulls back, and he dies. This Carnarvon did a good job, as you've also seen the post-game stats. So stats, they can be deceiving, because this Carnarvon, he had a very good game. Okay, now it's all of a sudden, for the first time, it's actually even Stevens. 12 each. Something, okay. We know the Hellcat is here, and we know the Panther Souffle is up here, or was last spotted here, so he must be somewhere around here. No idea where the VK is, but at this point I was assuming AFK. And this is me driving into a rock because I was trying to type. And then, oh, hello. I tried to tell them to just stay put, because now it's time for me to use my mobility of the FCM to get around. My plan is now to go all the way around, and then either around here or up here and shoot across. Well, preferably around here, because then I have hard cover, depending on what the time allows me to do. And I'm just making sure there's not a VK or Souffle sneaking up on the side here, which would not have been a bad idea for them. And there's the VK, so he's not AFK per se, he's just not helpful. Our Super Pershing dies, which is unfortunate, so I tried to tell the Carnarvon don't attack, because as I explained earlier, when you're coming around here, as you can see on the dots, you just get slaughtered. I mean, 5 tanks dead here, one here, one here. I mean, it's just like a death circle. So I now do my flanky bit. Take the shortcut through the middle, because the Souffle was also spotted south, so I know all of them are south. And because the Carnarvon has pulled back now, I'm thinking, okay, I have time. The Hellcat is pushing, but the Carnarvon should be able to hold him off. I'm hoping. There's the Hellcat. I'm just scanning if I have any shots across, but I don't. So yeah, and Hellcat is still there, and this Souffle is a slow tank, so I'm thinking he's still there. And then, oh, a VK. Interesting. I get spotted, of course, which is unfortunate, because now they know I'm over here. But I'm assuming he's alone, so I just bounce once, and then just get an HE shield. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll just keep going. Now what? I was going this way, I was going around the corner, hoping that, because the Souffle will have seen me coming up here, so he would have turned around and moved up here. So if I don't want to attack, because then I will be stuck. And with the Comet is sure I want them the game, which I did. But yeah, so I'm thinking, okay, Souffle is coming up this way. I tried to not show which way I was going, and then after 8 seconds I turned around and went this way now, to hopefully catch them. It's a bit tricky, this position, coming up here, because you can meet enemies up here, or you can meet enemies up here or up here. But I thought, okay, I have to do it this way. And here I'm just checking my... Then, oh, spotted the Souffle, and he was indeed looking up this way. So I reverse. I keep reversing, and then I'm like... So another Hellcat has gone around, as you see. So the Carnarvon is busy with Hellcat. I have the Souffle. I have to go in now too, because if the Carnarvon dies to a Hellcat, I'll have 2 guys shooting at me. And me reversing around here, I hopefully tricked the souffle into thinking I was going that way, and surprise, he's looking the wrong way. So I take careful aim because he's not looking my way, and I track him. And here I was very careful of not being smacked by the souffle, because he could turn around. Luckily for me, he didn't fire clutch. He could have maybe killed me, and that would have been infuriating. Here I was contemplating whether or not to go for the cap or the Hellcat, but I'm thinking Hellcat because the Carnarvon can take 2 shots, I can take 2 hits, and if needed I can just ram the flipping Hellcat to death. But the Hellcat takes a hit, the Carnarvon goes in, takes a hit back. I love how this 3 calls the Carnarvon noob. He was a bit unfortunate going down here now, instead of waiting for me. But I mean, it's fine. And here I was just, okay, I need to catch him.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
So, I mean, 4,000 damage, 7 kills, and I won a 22%. Not bad, not bad. But I will give the Carnarvon credit because he helped me a lot in this win. I mean, he had a monster game. I think he did 3,000 damage, which is very good for his tank and especially his skill level. I mean, that he must have felt so good afterwards. And yeah, I mean, this shows that even the worst teams can work together, because we all humped up down in the south. We were safe, so to speak, or together, and we could only be attacked from 2 directions, and that helped us concentrate fire. Whereas all of the enemy team, they were more spread out, of course, and they just were unfortunate to get concentrated like that. I mean, the STA and the VK should have gone should have been more aggressive on me. Maybe it could have gone around the far east, at least one of them. But instead they just let me sit at a range and shoot at them, where the FCM is very good at that specifically. And the Tiger 2 made a mistake. He should have waited for his STA friend and so on. So I mean, the enemy team, they made a few mistakes. The IS-6 shouldn't have gone down without backup, even though he is an IS-6. He shouldn't have, because he was overwhelmed. The FCM, he was just caught in a brawling situation, like I was about to do in the beginning, but I saw that was not optimal for this tank, so I decided to back out. The enemy FCM should have done the same. And I mean, yeah, I mean, just it was a very great feeling sitting and have won this game. That was a supposedly 22%er, which I mean, that's not very often I see those percentages when I'm in the team, because it usually hovers around 40 if it's not so good teams, or a not so good team, or maybe 36, but never down to 22. I mean, that's just, well, as you saw, my team were on paper not very good, but they actually pulled their weight more than enough, which shows, I mean, even the worst players can have monster games if the game lines up for them. And I'm quite sure that Carnarvon was hold down, so he could just sit and shoot at people because they underestimated his tank. All in all, it was a great game, and I enjoyed it a lot. And this was also my ace tanker badge, obviously. But yeah, I will again show the post-game stats after this video, so you can see them for yourself. And I thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, ask away. I'll happily answer them. And otherwise, yeah, take care until next time.